Hi YouTube. If this video ends up on YouTube, you might be wondering where I have been all these months. Like I said in 2016, life's not been treating me very well, and if I'm perfectly honest, life consistently has up till this day not treated me very well. And nobody wants a YouTuber just complaining about how bad their state of affairs are. Nobody likes a moaner. Today, I want to focus my next few videos on book reviews and book collections. My last video, which was actually last year, was a book on religious texts. Today is going to be my collection of religious texts. Today is going to be a review on a book some consider religious scripture. And that book is the Urantia Book. It's over 2,000 pages long, and it's a very, very big book, let me tell you. Now, for security reasons, I am not allowed to tell you. I am not allowed, but I best not tell you my religious persuasion. Although it won't be very difficult to read between the lines in this video of what I actually believe. Now, when I read the Urantia Book, I'm on paper 39 so far. Well, now why am I reviewing it before I finish it? Well, because I have a general idea of how the book is structured and its style, etc., etc. But when I read the book, I read from the position of a skeptic. However, that does not mean I am unable to enjoy the book. In fact, I enjoy it very much, and from the onset I will say that I highly recommend this book, and I would encourage anybody to read it. Because this book gives you a mental roller coaster, if you will. There are things that you agree in it. It gives you a wide range of emotions and reactions that there are too many words for me to utter in just one video, to express in this one video of all the feelings you will get when you read this book. And so what is the Urantia Book about? Well, it's hard to pin down because it has a wide variety of different subjects ranging from science to philosophy to religion. And the book encourages personal spiritual growth. That's what it's supposed to do. Broaden your awareness of the way of how things are. So, yeah, that's what the book intends to do. Now, how did the book come about? This is a very fascinating story, and the Urantia Foundation website and the book itself, when I looked into the pages, don't actually give the backstory. You have to go to the Wikipedia page to find out the backstory behind this book, or watch YouTube videos. In the first half of the 20th century, a doctor called William Sadler, was called in to examine a patient who was talking in his sleep and wouldn't wake up while he's talking. And when the doctor examined this man, the voices coming out of his mouth were not of his own, so to speak. They were saying that they are angelic messengers using the man as a telephone or a speaker to give a revelation or a message to the world. So what the doctor then did was called in a group of some of his friends and family, and they started writing down all of the things that these so-called angelic messengers were saying through the sleeping man. And all of those things that he said are compiled in this book. It was published in 1955, but it was supposedly finished in 1934 to 1935. Now, if I didn't mention it earlier, I said I read it from a skeptical position, but it gives me like I said, a mental exercise. I apologize for repeating myself, but the point is, I enjoyed reading it. It makes me think, and it's a mental exercise, and it broadens my horizons. Some people have taken this book as their religion. While there's no organized religious institution around this book, some people have based their spiritual and religious beliefs on what is written in this book. Now, even though I come from the position of a skeptic, this book is in fact the model for how all religions, in my view, should be like. So, even though I'm a skeptic, I would actually encourage people to read this book, and I would have people to turn away from their own religions to believe in this book, because this is the model for what all religions should be like. No institutions, no middlemen between you and God. And I forgot to mention, this book has a retelling of the life story of Jesus. It also has a very detailed description of what the cosmos and heaven will be like. Very, very down to the minute details. It's fascinating reading. While this book is not for everyone to believe in, everyone ought to at least be a reader, which I am. So, I would encourage everyone who watches this video to purchase a copy on Amazon or read it for free on the internet, on the Urantia Foundation website. You can read it for free. Do not be overwhelmed by its length and its advanced level of English, or whatever language you read it in. Do not be overwhelmed, because remember, why would you let that hinder your pursuit of truth and knowledge? That's why I am reading this book. And as many people who read this book would tell you, it's what you take away from it, not what other people tell you to take away from it. It's what you take away from the book. It's how it broadens your experience. And this book has enriched my life greatly. This is the most evolved form of religion, short of outright, a form of religion out there. Short of outright, of course, everyone holding absolute truth. This book is the closest to having beliefs and faith without it being detrimental to your intellectual and physical well-being. This is the most healthiest form of religion I can find out there. Everybody, please read the Urantia Book. I actually read this book in public places, like at cafes. Big bulky book is not something easy to carry around, believe me. And I do so to advertise or to let other people learn of this book's existence. Okay, that is all I have to say for now, and thank you for listening.